Namaste. I'm sure many of you guys have gone to Delhi, and when we go to Delhi, the Qutub Minar is not to be missed, right? Even I thought so. I did visit the Qutub Minar when I went to Delhi. And then when I came back to Coimbatore, somebody told me, I was a school going boy at that time. That was my first trip to Delhi. Oh, do you know that 27 temples were demolished in order to construct the Qutub Minar? I was horrified. Why would somebody break something in order to build something else? Why is it thrust? And then my friends from the north, they told me, hey Rajesh, you're a very lucky man. Tamil Nadu, you say, is the temple state of the world. You spoke about it in the Tamil Nadu History Congress also. You want to promote temple tourism. All that is fine. That is because your place was very much protected. You keep on talking of only the invasion of Malik Kafur and Ulugh Khan. Not too many people. Even that could not be borne by you guys. But think of us in the north. We were living in Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Wave after wave of invasions. 17 times Mahmud of Ghazni, and you know what happened after that. All the wealth was in the temples and they took it away. All the gemstones were in the temple, they took it away. Once they started capturing parts and parts of India and started looting our temples, after that, India slipped from being the richest country in the world to the second richest. The share of Indian GDP became second next only to China. Until then it was one or the first. So these temples just started getting destroyed. And at one point of time it was no longer possible to build temples in the north. Even if it were built, very few, very small. It had to wait until the advent of the Maratha rule. Chhatrapati Shivaji did his bit, but he was mostly in Maharashtra and in the Deccan. Well then, who did it in the north? The wonderful Queen Mother and Queen of Indore, Ahilyabai Holkar, was responsible for the construction of numerous temples. She revived the Maheshwari Sari also, and she built a number of temples. She lived between 1725 and 1795, and she was truly a great protector of our culture and heritage. And she spent a lot of money on temples and chowdhuries. Similarly, in the south, the Nayak rulers, the rulers of Vijayanagar, revived temple construction after the invasion of Malik Kafur. The Vijayanagar rulers came about around 1336 AD. It took them many decades to throw all these guys out. And thereafter, they started constructing a number of temples. They added to the temples. The Meenakshi temple was made much bigger, much more magnificent. Today it measures a little over 13 acres. They added to a lot of things in the Srirangam Ranganatha temple. They added to a number of temples in Kanchipuram and elsewhere. Even the Perur temple in Coimbatore, a lot of additions were made. The Kanaka Sabha in Perur is a masterpiece, and this masterpiece was created by Alagadri Naik. Similarly, you can go to the Krishnapuram temple, the Ayodhya Patnam temple. It is high time that we start visiting all these places. We should understand history, and we should understand the depth of our culture, and the only way to do that would be by visiting temples. Let us slowly try to create a temple diary with each one of us. Do we not have diaries to note down what our kids have done, to note down our own progress? Should we not have temple diaries also? Even I want to make a beginning. I want to write down everything about the temples that I've visited. The name of the temple, a photo of the temple, at least a few lines about it. Should we not visit at least 1,000 temples in our lifetime? Yes, we should. Are we not going to 1,000 restaurants, 1,000 movies? How many thousands? How many bucket lists that we have? Can't this be on that list? Can't we add on to that? We will get to understand our philosophy, we will get to understand our art. See, 2 days back I was looking at, these Kura Podavais, made in a place called Kuranadu near Mayiladuthurai, Mayavaram in Tamil Nadu. The saris and the clothes made in the Kurainad region was widely used in all the temples for decorating the deities. So the weavers had an art. These weavers produced fabulous textiles, and these were used in temples and also for weddings. So everything came out of the temples, and the best of everything was encased within the temples. And people understood that the temples are the repositories of Indian culture, heritage, philosophy and religion. Therefore, they targeted the temples, they destroyed them or brought them under some control or the other. We should learn how to shackle away our controls, not our controls, controls which are controlling the temples. We should visit these temples. We should nurture and add to the art and culture of the temples. The jewelry that was made in the temples, the dances that were created in the temples. Even 2 days ago, I was discussing with a well-known Odissi dancer. She was telling me about the dancers of Orissa who used to perform in front of Lord Jagannath. And the tiny shikara kind of a thing which was used by the dancers in Orissa, whoever performed Odissi, that tiny shikara kind of a thing is representative of the Puri Jagannath temple that has got into a dance form. I was really amazed. So let us try to do our bit and enrich ourselves and our country by visiting these temples and also remembering the heroes and the stars like Ahilyabai Holkar, the stars like the Vijayanagar and the Nayak rulers who revived the temple culture, the temple art and everything else connected with the temples of India. Let us all together take something up and do something with the temples. It is high time. It is now or never. Thank you.